Erika Jayne reveals moment RHOBH fans missed amid Kyle Richards and Dorit Kemsley's Viper Room fight. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills returned from the holiday break with a bang. Another fight between Kyle Richards and Dorit Kemsley exploded on a girls' night out. The episode ended with things getting super heated and a bit physical as the infamous to-be-continued words flashed across the screen. It was a night that was supposed to be all about Erika Jayne, but instead, the Viper Room became about Dorit and Kyle. Erika highlighted what RHOBH fans might have missed in that dramatic moment. On the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 14 after show, the fight was immediately addressed with an Erika revelation. What did RHOBH fans miss amid the Dorit and Kyle fight at Viper Room? Dorit, did lunge. I was there. I was surprised that Dorit moved her body forward. I was like, don't do that. Stop. You have to stop that, Erika expressed while sitting next to Kyle on the after show. The Pretty Mess author discussed the fight's physicality and why she told Dorit to stop. There is a place where there's no return. I'm not saying it's that, but it's real close, she explained. Kyle chimed in to respond, oh, it's that. Erika doubled down on the fight getting physical when she appeared on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen following the latest episode. However, she also changed her tune about Dorit lunging at Kyle. Andy wasted no time bringing up the heated fight between Kyle and Dorit, wondering if Erika was surprised at how out of control things got. Erika was surprised but clarified what happened. I don't know if you can see it, like it's the first time I have ever seen two people lunge at each other or not lunge. Not me being dramatic, but move toward each other on our show, Erika stated. While RHOBH fans enjoy the drama of Season 14, Erika's gearing up to go back to Broadway and leave reality TV behind for a moment. No, she's leaving the hit Bravo show for good. Erika Jayne teases Chicago return. Hot on the heels of Vanderpump Rules alum Ariana Madix, killing it as Roxy Hart in Chicago on Broadway, Erika announced she would step back into Roxy's shoes. The first time Erika landed the role of Roxy, it was cut short due to the coronavirus pandemic. Now she's getting a second chance to shine on Broadway for a brief stint. And that's Showbiz Kid. I'm back on Broadway as Roxy Hart. Gen 20, FEB9. Read the caption of her Instagram post, teasing her Roxy return. There's plenty more of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to play out as the relationship between Kyle Richards and Dorit Kemsley reaches a breaking point. Erika Jayne has managed to stay Switzerland so far, but will it last? Keep watching to find out. The night was supposed to be a casual, low-key evening. It was meant to be a celebration, a night out at the iconic Viper Room where the ladies of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills were set to unwind, have fun, and let loose. But as often happens when cameras are rolling and tensions are high, the night took a very different turn. For months, fans had been buzzing about the explosive fallout from the Viper Room confrontation between Kyle Richards and Dorit Kemsley. The scene was chaotic, emotional, and intense, a perfect cocktail for RHOBH drama. But there was one key moment that viewers didn't see, a crucial element that Erika Jayne was eager to reveal. In a candid conversation with her castmates at a gathering just days after the incident, Erika leaned forward, her ice blue eyes glinting with something between curiosity and amusement. I don't think any of you noticed it, Erika began, her voice low but carrying an unmistakable edge. There was a moment when everything shifted, and none of you saw it. The room fell silent. The group of women, who had been deep in the drama of their own feuds and alliances, turned their attention to Erika. They knew she had a knack for picking up on things that others didn't. Whether it was behind-the-scenes maneuvering or the subtle shifts in dynamics, Erika had always been one to observe and process the smallest details. "I've watched that fight back a dozen times," Erika continued, her expression intense. "And there's one thing no one ever talks about." She paused, allowing the weight of her words to settle. The exact moment the entire vibe changed. Kyle and Dorit had been at the center of the storm that night. Their argument at the Viper Room had escalated quickly, fueled by a mixture of jealousy, old wounds, and miscommunications. Kyle had been frustrated with Dorit for several reasons, but it was Dorit's tendency to speak without thinking that set her off. The exchange quickly went from petty jabs to sharp, cutting insults. It was only a matter of time before it became clear that they were no longer friends, but adversaries, each one hurling verbal grenades at the other, with the other women standing back in shock. But for Erika, the true turning point wasn't in the words exchanged between Kyle and Dorit. It wasn't the harsh accusations or the biting sarcasm. Instead, it was the subtle moment right before the confrontation reached its boiling point, a moment that no one would have thought to capture. Erika smiled, remembering the look on Kyle's face as she spoke. When Dorit told Kyle, "You've always been jealous of me, haven't you?" That was the moment that broke Kyle, Erika explained. It wasn't the words themselves. It was how Dorit said them. Kyle was taken aback. And I don't think anyone realized that, because it happened so fast. The other women leaned in, their eyes widening in disbelief. Erika's voice softened, as if she were unearthing a secret that no one had ever noticed. What Kyle wasn't expecting, and what none of us could have predicted, was that Dorit wasn't just being a bit dramatic. She was speaking from her own hurt, her own feelings of inadequacy. Erika paused, allowing her words to resonate with the group. Dorit was pushing Kyle to see something that Kyle had never considered. It wasn't just a fight. It was a deep-rooted insecurity coming to the surface, she said, her tone almost sympathetic. Kyle and Dorit have both been through so much. Kyle with her family, Dorit with her struggles in the limelight. What we saw that night wasn't just two women fighting. It was two women revealing things they didn't even know about each other or themselves. As Erika spoke, the other women sat in stunned silence. They had watched the fight on TV, seen the clips, and heard the chatter, but no one had picked up on this hidden layer. Kyle's surprise was palpable as she realized just how much of her own emotions had been exposed that night. Kyle, who had been listening intently, finally broke her silence. "I've always felt like Dorit, and I had this weird dynamic," she admitted, looking around the room. "But I didn't know how deep it ran. I never thought that she saw me that way." Dorit, who had been quiet until now, shifted uncomfortably. "I didn't mean to come across that way," she murmured. "I've always admired Kyle, even when we fought. But sometimes I get frustrated, and I say things I don't mean." Erika nodded thoughtfully. "That's the problem with this show. We get so caught up in the drama, we forget that it's not just about cameras and ratings. We're real people. And sometimes we hurt each other in ways we don't even realize." The conversation shifted slightly, but the weight of Erika's revelation lingered in the air. There was something raw about that night at the Viper Room, something far beyond the surface-level drama. It wasn't just a fight between Kyle and Dorit. It was a pivotal moment of self-realization, both for them and for the group as a whole. As the group discussed Erika's insight, they realized how much had been left unsaid in the aftermath of that night. No one had truly addressed the underlying tension that had been building between Kyle and Dorit for seasons, and no one had considered how that might have affected them both on a personal level. Erika's revelation didn't just explain the fight. It shed light on the emotional depth that had been brewing for much longer than anyone had imagined. What started as a simple disagreement about one thing had spiraled into something much more significant. That's what makes The Real Housewives so fascinating, Erika said with a smirk. It's not just the drama we see. It's the stuff we don't see, the stuff that never makes it to air. As the conversation came to a close, the other women looked at Erika with a new sense of respect. She had always been one to stir the pot, but tonight she had uncovered something deeper, something more meaningful. The Viper Room fight would forever be remembered as one of the most intense moments in RHOBH history. But Erika's revelation gave it a new layer of complexity, showing that even in the heat of battle, there are moments of vulnerability, misunderstanding, and self-awareness that never make it to the screen.